my husband playing the piano, so he knows my I'm so glad always happy wife and then happy life. Welcome everybody today. I really wanted to start just by first and foremost acknowledging the members of the anniversary committee. This is a group of people that came together starting about a year and a half ago to coordinate events that would be relevant and welcomed by the community with regard to our 90th anniversary. And so it's been a year-long event. We didn't want to do just one thing. We tried to schedule events that had to do with, in any way, 90 years. So there were movie film festivals, and there were special workshops, cooking related to the 1920s cooking class. And as I'll mention later, our programming librarian, Lori Aiken, did a super job this year pulling together so many events. Including what will be the library's first overnight bus trip in a couple of weeks. So
Next week.
Oh, that's right, a week from today. So I will spend the entire weekend like this. You know, I want everything to go smoothly, but I'm sure it will. And that bus trip coordinated nicely because it is a trip to Delaware, and part of that trip will be a dinner in Downton Abbey style. So it seemed to tie in nicely. So I want to first have a couple of people be acknowledged, and the first one is Kay Irwood. And then also Audrey Rayner. And Kathy Fibblesett both here as well. They were our community representatives, and they brainstormed a lot of what's happening here today, including seeking donations for all the cups and saucers you see on the tables, and the linens, and the tea cozies, and teapots. So it really came together. Never underestimate what 3 tiny women can do with email. It was like an all alerts bulletin, and before I knew it, we were getting boxes and boxes and boxes of china. And for anyone here who made a donation, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Thank you also to the Historic Society. Vicky's here, and she was instrumental in allowing us to have this display here that features Islip Main Street. Another one of our board members and also a member of the Historic Society, Madeline Haywinkle, was here on the weekend looking for that 5-foot line to keep everything level. And so she did a wonderful job. So thank you, Madeline. There were other people who need to be mentioned. Peter Laspina is our board president, and he and his wife opened up their home to all of our meetings for the last year and a half, which really means Diane did all the work. And then other staff members. I mentioned Lori Aiken. She's done a whole, really the gift of a year of programming. And Lori Farr, who I think quickly I told her, I don't drink coffee or tea, so I need a lot of help. And so she really was sort of like my right-hand person through this process. Eric Schmidt, he is in our children's department, and he completely coordinated the time capsule that he will talk about in a minute or two. And everything from the brickwork for it to when it will be opened, and getting a lot of contributions from the children's department that will go into that time capsule. So hopefully there'll be people in the community, they'll come back as 40, 50-year-old adults, and they'll get to see some of the work that they put in. I also wanted to mention Terry Madonia. She's a staff person here who did every poster that you see around the room. She has a real gift for graphic layout and design, and I think I threw something at her 20 minutes or so before the start of this event, and she pulled it together in her usual fashion very, very nicely.
Thank you, Mary.
Others, Gregory Klein has been really involved in helping us just kind of reignite our local history collection along with Lori Farr. You know, it's a great space that doesn't get enough access or doesn't get enough visibility, and we really want to change that, because I think what's demonstrated today is that people really have an interest in history. And in the school system now, there's a new focus with the new core curriculum on local history, and so there are more children coming in to try and learn about life on Main Street over the years of their community. So I think they'll get a lot of, the collection really could get a lot of much needed attention. So in any event, this was a team event. Countless people helped with the food and the cutting and the slicing and the dicing and the ironing and running here and running there. So I can't mention everybody, but thank you so much. Back in the 20s, when the State Education Department inspector was reviewing the association library's charter for a new public library in Islip, it was noted that the association, which had formed actually out of St. Mark's before the turn of the century, was leading a precarious and rather useless existence, and that increasing dissatisfaction with conditions has recently led to a vigorous campaign for a real library. The inspection made in November of 1923 by the State Education Department also noted the library was receiving $1,500 a year from the school district, and that the books in the library's possession consisted of, quote, many old titles and a rather hit or miss collection. But that provision was being made for $500 of new purchases. The inspection also noted that there were 3 or 4 able and earnest women, always women behind a good cause, behind the library push, who were determined to make it a success and have it operated along the most improved lines of library practice. The final recommendation by the state was that a charter be granted, and that arrived. The notification came in January of 1924. The actual charter came later in the summer. As we celebrate today, we look back and we look forward. The library has become more than it ever was a community center. No longer just for books, we offer residents a better quality of life in terms of their leisure pursuits. The library seeks to be a welcoming destination place in the community that delights, inspires, and informs as it enriches the lives of residents. With a forward-minded and enlightened board and a staff that could not be duplicated anywhere, we strive to demonstrate the vital role that public libraries can play in their communities. I really, at the end, just wanted to thank my staff, because every day they make me look better, and if something goes wrong, it's not the staff, it was me. They always have my back. They are always pushing to affect all the changes and all the positive things that we want to bring to the community. We always welcome suggestions, never hesitate to drop me a line. So thank you to the whole staff for everything they do. Thank you for your support in the community, and hopefully I'll be back here when I'm 84 or so, and I'll get to see that time capsule opened, and I'm counting on seeing some familiar faces there as well, so thank you very much. I'd like to introduce Senator Phil Boyle, who was good enough to come by, and Legislator Tom Cilmi.
Thank you, Madam Director, and to the staff, the administration, the board, and friends and supporters of the Islip Library. I want to say congratulations. Happy anniversary, 90 years. It's so exciting. It truly is a historical day, and I know my wife and I are big fans of history. We watch Downton Abbey, and we also watch Boardwalk Empire while we're drinking wine, so we thank God for Prohibition being repealed. But, and I live in a house about half a mile from here, and it was built in 1910. And I always think about what the people that were living in that house were experiencing. And they were likely looking at the Islip Library, reading the papers about the so-so collection here. But to see what's come in 90 years to this beautiful facility, and it's only going to get better. I'm thankful through the efforts of my colleagues in government like Tom Cilmi and other state legislators that were able to get some funding to, I think what we're going to try and do is update the lighting, because some of these I think are Thomas Edison bulbs, I'm not sure. But I do want to say congratulations, it's a wonderful day, and thank you for allowing me to be here. And here's a proclamation for any anniversary from the State Senate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, what a delightful event. By a sign of your applause, who wants to do this every year? What a terrific job done by all the organizers. I'm not a tea drinker, but I have to say I really appreciate the chocolate chip cookies. Very good. You know, at a time when so many folks are questioning the viability of libraries, we have all this digital stuff, and folks are reading on their little devices and phones and everything else. Somehow, this library has continued to be one of the most vibrant assets in our community. From historical presentations to new technology, to audio and visual and everything you could want to enhance the educational experience of our children and to provide for other programs for all of our citizens here in Islip. We have it here at the Islip Library. It's shown tremendous growth over the years, not only in terms of the programs that it offers, but in terms of the facility that we're in. It's absolutely beautiful. And I fully expect it to continue to grow as part of this community well into the future. And I have a proclamation as well to say thank you to each and every one of staff members who have been here through the years, the board members who have been here through the years. Mary and I have known each other for some time, and you've been here for a couple of years. You said when you come back, when you're you said you were leaving. But just to say congratulations and God bless the great work that all of you have done. I'm so glad to see so many folks here from our community. And we'll see you all in the library. Thanks.